Welcome, everyone. This is the Life Motivator. So we want to thank you all for coming out and spending your time with us this morning to spread some energy and some love and to know that we're living a better life on a day-to-day basis because we're putting energies to it. We're putting the love to it. We're putting our knowledge that we're receiving on a day-to-day basis from the higher source energies to be able to rock out a new version of us because we are telling a new story within our life today. Well, I started mine 3 years ago. Started the new story within my life in the direction where I wanted it to go, and started giving a better understanding of my story is my power. And the story that I tell to myself each day of how my day is going to be, the life that I want to live, that is the power that I'm giving to myself, and the universe is working with me to be able to bring this good energy into my life, to be able to surround myself with beautiful people like you see on the screen this morning, because we have all opened up ourselves into a new way of telling the story that we want to live, the way we want our life to be, the way that we want to feel within inside, the energies that we want to feel around other people, the way we are doing this on a day-to-day basis and bringing this habit out to the forefront for others to be able to see how you can start shifting your life with the story that you're telling yourself. Because we can listen to other people's stories all day long, and we can almost immediately start thinking of things that they can do to make it better within their life. We're telling them how to live a better life, but are you living you a better life first before you're trying to correct someone else's situation that they're going through? Because if you don't have a clean house, and if you're not satisfied within your temple, and if you're not moving your life in your area and your energy and the temple that you're within, then you can't go out and tell someone else that they should be doing this or that, this would be better for you if you did that. We're always giving others better advice within life, but sometimes we're lacking in the most important place where we need to give advice. That is our own story, our own life, our own energies, our own vibrations. The story I was telling myself throughout my lifetime was having me chasing my tail like a little dog, going in circles. And that's all I was doing, was going in circles within my life and going nowhere, until I started learning the new story side of what I truly wanted and started telling myself this story every day and knowing what was going to happen within my life and where I wanted it to be and where I wanted to go. Did I know exactly how it was going to happen? No. But I told the universe of what I was desiring. They made it happen. They put me in the right places. They connected me with the right people. They had me on the right conversations. The universe and the powers above know nothing but happiness in life. They don't know anything of your dwelling. They don't know anything of your fear and your self-doubt. All they know is high energies and vibrations and good, fun stuff, adventurous stuff. That's what the high energies is all about. So when we talk about getting in that alignment state, getting ourselves into that elevated state in the morning time during our meditation, or our centering, our chi, or whatever you want to call it in the morning time, of what you're doing to get connected to you today, to say, you know what, I'm going to be nothing but awesomeness today. Today, I'm going to be nothing but joy. Today, I'm going to have nothing but smiles. Today, I'm going to be nothing but greatness and good stories that I am telling myself, because I am tired of the old one that I have been telling that has done nothing for me in my life. And with me telling that same old story, it was like I was saying, I was chasing my tail like a dog. I was going in circles, telling me the same story over and over. And why is this happening to me? This is that person's fault, or it's that person's fault. I was blaming everyone else for things that I should have been working on within my life. And when I stopped blaming everyone and started seeing that I was the one that was telling the story, when I stopped blaming everyone and I started seeing that I was the one that was doing this to myself, changed my life completely, because I started understanding the things that I was doing to myself, the bad words that I was giving to myself, the bad emotions, the bad feelings that was giving me the anxiety that I didn't need within my life, that depression and that fear. I was feeding it. So, when the Indian was talking about the two wolves within your life, one is going to be the good energies and the good vibrations and the happiness and the love. And the one is going to be evil and fear, and one that wants to fight and always be in turmoil. Those two wolves that you feed within inside of you is the one that will get the better side of you. If you keep feeding that wolf of bad energies and bad depression, then guess what? You will have more fear, more self-doubt, more anxiety, more depression, more lack of within your life. I started feeding the wolf with a positive energy. I started feeding the wolf that had the love. I started feeding the wolf that had the goodness within inside of me to bring out the better side of me. When I started nourishing that side of my life right there, then things started changing around. Did it happen overnight? No. But yet it took a daily practice for me to move my life into these directions of this energy that I flow out each day, this happiness that I flow out each day, this transparency that I show each day. And with that right there and that transparency, I am I am assisting others in something that they may be going through. And it might give them a little spark of something different within your life to tell yourself a new story today. You may see the posts and the videos, and you may come in here and see these videos we do within here, and then get that good energy for that 30 minutes that we're in here. But yet when you leave, it goes just as fast. We're showing people how to harness that energy and rock that story out all day that you tell yourself in the first thing in the morning. Because that is your biggest power. That is your biggest energy, is when you first wake up. Harness that energy right there. And then take it and know that everything that you plan right there in that moment and that time before you crawl out of bed, and you've given gratitude for everything that you have within your life, then you will see that you can flow throughout your whole day with that same vibration of energy, because you started your story for today. Because yesterday is gone. That story's over. That is something that's just written in a book on a piece of paper now. Today is here. What are you writing for this story today? Tomorrow is tomorrow's story that you will write. But today we need to work on today, so we can finish this chapter of this day of this life. This energy that you possess today, this vibration that you possess today, you can either harness this good vibration and flow it on every day. So when you go to bed tonight, you flow with that good energy. So when you wake up in the morning, you already have a sense of good energy. But when you go to bed with negativity and you go to bed with a pissy attitude, well, guess what? You're going to stay asleep that way all night like that. And you're going to wake up the next morning with some of that, because yet you weren't able to release it before you went to bed. So we're asking you to wake up and give yourself a good story during the day. We're asking you to tell yourself a good story all throughout the day. And we're asking yourself this afternoon to say thank you for the accomplishment and the good story that you was able to write with the better energies that you talked to yourself about all day. And now tomorrow morning you will get up. And now the next day you will get up. And the next day you will get up. And possess this energy every day. We're asking you to make a better habit within your life of giving yourself a better story, giving yourself better words, giving yourself better thoughts. Then you will start to see your life start to turn. And all of a sudden, by the end of this year, you give this a whole full year, and you're going to be like, you know what? Why haven't I done this my entire life? Because it wasn't something that was practiced. It wasn't something that was passed down. It wasn't something that everybody was able to harness and awaken to during their lifetime. There's many, many people within the ground. The most expensive piece of property around the world are the cemeteries, because of the people that are in there, the energies that they had, the dreams that they had, their vibrations that they're still trying to vibrate out from the ground, but they can't, because they wasn't able to harness it while they were here. Why are they trying to do it now? Because they're in the source energy and they're able to create whatever they want. And they're saying, well, wait, this is so fun up here. Why wasn't I able to do it down there? You are able to do it down here. You are a physical soul that came here to create in this earth. When you came out of that source energy into your mother's womb, to come into this earth right here, this world today, to be able to create something new within your life. But yet we've been hampered by mankind and the stories that they have been telling for so long. Their stories. And we've been listening to them and allowing it into our life. Now quit allowing other mankind's crap to get into your life and start living your life. Start telling you a better story. Start putting better energies and vibrations into your life. And you will start understanding what we talk about as life motivators within here, of how we have ingested and we have taken in and we have harnessed and we have grabbed and we've reached deep inside with us to know the better story that we're telling ourselves. We love our stories, and we love to hear better stories of people who are coming out of the depression and waking up to the better side of themselves. The stories that you will hear inside of here, the stories that every entrepreneur inside of this screen this morning that could tell you about this shifting that they have made within their life and what they have done better by the books that they have read, by the YouTube channels that they have listened to, by the podcasts that they go and listen to, and by the things that they're doing just for them. That energy and that vibration, we seem very selfish within here. And a lot of people say, well, y'all are selfless. Y'all are not giving back. Y'all need to go to the churches. Y'all need to go to fellowships. Y'all need to go to more brotherhoods. We are brotherhooding right here. We are fellowshipping right here. We are masterminding right here. We've found a way that we can still do this masterminding, and we don't have to worry about a Sunday or a Wednesday. We do it every day. We fellowship daily, not just when it hits us when we walk through a door of a building that says church on it or has a cross on it. Guess what? That's God right there praying on my back wall. This is me right here living his energy through me today as I speak in this congregation this morning, because I am thankful for this fellowship that we have each day. I am thankful for the masterminding of the equipping of sharpening my tool by the words that I hear from these people on this screen, by their messages that make me a better person each day as well. So we don't come in here to preach, but we come in here to let you know that you are power, to let you know that you're awesomeness, to let you know that you have greatness within inside to go out and build worlds and create worlds. We're here to let you know that you're here to create a better life of you, and your energies is where it starts. By possessing a new story that you're going to start telling yourself. With the power of that pen, today is a new day to write a new chapter and to live the better life that you desire. Quit talking about it and take action upon it, because nothing is done off of just, oh, I had good intentions. Good intentions could be talked all day. Actions trump intentions. So get out there and make some actions within your life. Start telling yourself a better story today. Start giving yourself the better energy today. And start knowing that no matter what, if you get it all accomplished today, of everything that you're wanting to task-wise accomplish, awesome. But if you don't beat yourself up because you didn't. Just know you got the ones that were the highest priority taken care of first. And the rest, if it didn't get done today, it will be okay. Don't beat yourself up. If you weren't able to go and meet that person, or if you weren't able to go and do something that you wanted to do today, just know you will be okay. Don't dwell. Don't have the little pity party of me. It'll be okay. Put the good energies to it. Put a good story to it. Put a better intention for tomorrow and take action with those intentions. Write it down. Go with it. Flow with it. And make it happen. Miss Ashley, you got something?
Yeah, I was just going to say, and choose more things that make you feel like, heck yeah, like I want to do that, you know? We get so stuck on like these lists of things that like are so sensible that we sometimes forget about ourselves as well too, right? And if there's something that you're up against that you feel a lot of resistance, like you really, really don't want to do, but you're like forcing yourself to do it, don't do it. Don't do it. Save it for another day. There's probably a reason why there's resistance there. I mean, obviously notice the difference between putting something off, you know, like procrastination, something that you really need to get done. If you put it off for too long, notice the difference. But I mean, if it's something that you really, really don't want to do and it doesn't feel good in your soul to do it, then don't, you know, then don't. Choose more things throughout the day that you really actually want to do, that make you feel good, that feed your soul, that feed the spirit. You know, it's very important, very important. We put other people and their things first as well too, right? So it's okay to say no to not wanting to go to somewhere. It's okay to say no to not helping that person that day, or being there for that person that day, or not being at the volunteer thing, or not being in the soccer stands, or not, you know what I mean? Like, a lot of times we're forcing ourselves to do these things. We're pushing when we're exhausted. We're pushing just to make face, keep face, you know? Like, don't push. Let it go. Yeah.
That's it. Definitely don't push. You know, the resistance that we talk about all the time, you know, in life. If you feel, you know, the resistance of something when it's brought up and it's a task that you don't want to go, or a place that you want to go, you will feel it. You will feel that feeling and that energy of, that's really not for me today. It's not my energy that I was feeling that I wanted, you know, or that I had within my story that I was telling myself this morning when I started my day. Many people will come and ask you all the time, you have your plans, you have your things that you're doing, and you're rolling right along with your, you know, your life. And then all of a sudden somebody pops up and says, hey, I need you to go do this for me. Really? I need you need me to go do this for you? Hang on a second. That's when it's a reevaluation. Would you like me to assist you in something? And can you assist me at this moment because I don't have time? Would be a better way to put that. I don't have time to do this, but it needs to be done today. Can you assist me? Those words would probably get somebody off their chair versus you need to do this for me. Now, when we're talking to our children, how do you speak to them when you want a task taken care of? The way that you speak to them is going to determine the way that they move or how fast they move or if they even desire to move, you know, because the way we ask sometimes is not the way that we're going to get a response or getting action taken. And throughout life, when we want things done and we have, it's got to, got to. Well, just know that not everybody is in the same energy of the has to be done now thought process that you are, you know? So you're in a hurry, that's in your head, but not everybody's inside your head. So just know when you're a supervisor and you're speaking to your crew, you just got out of a superintendent meeting and you got your behind chewed because your crew is behind, but yet you're coming out there with a go, 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 we got to get this, we got to get that, got to go over you. But yet you're not actually giving true directive and you're talking more sternly to your crew. Are they going to do anything? Probably not. They'll probably lay down on you pretty good. And the rest of the day, you're going to get another butt chewing from your boss at the end of the day because your crew didn't do anything because you didn't know how to communicate. It's that communicating in that story that you tell yourself as well that means something. Learning how to communicate to yourself will assist you in communicating to others because knowing how we can have the tonalities and the way that we speak it and the way that the verbiage sometimes is not conducive to our own selves. So learning how to tell ourselves the story and learning how to be able to speak to us and learning how to put a better energy to us and learning how to know that how we can communicate better with inside of us puts a better communication skill out to others. Brother Julio, you got anything on that?
I got a bunch on all of those topics. Just beautiful. Those are beautiful topics. Those are actually things that were on my heart already this morning. Like sometimes we have a tendency to, and you guys were just speaking about it, but sometimes we have a tendency to feel like we have to carry other people's lives. And you guys know what I mean. There's many different forms of that. You want to, of course, help people. We talk about it all the time, but you first have to help yourself in order to help somebody. And then the importance, actually, you hit it on the nail, of like taking those breaks or giving yourself a break or, you know, um, I think about I think about the Sabbath, to be honest with you. It's something that people practice it religiously, but let's look up the meaning behind it. What it is. It's rest. It's rest. It's taking a break. How many people? Let's keep it real. How many people are in today's society, today's world, that are overworked, overstressed, have anxiety up the wazoo? You know, um, that they suffer from panic attacks throughout the day. They're scared to be in public places. They're scared to be in a surrounding where there's a lot of people. They want to have their back to a wall. I mean, there's all kinds of different scenarios. Because of the amount of stress and weight that is on a person's shoulders. On any given day, and those are the ones that sometimes a lot of times they're brave enough because they're so overwhelmed with that stress that they'll poke at you and they'll say, how the hell does this person stay so motivated? How do you stay so encouraged? And that's a large part of what we talk about, that it comes from within. You have to take yourself there. Maybe practicing meditation, reading is a good practice. Making sure that your health is on point is a good practice to get rid of, anxiety and the pressures and the stress, that life can kind of, so think, and then, the loving, caring, affectionate person, compassionate person wants to help another individual. Well, what if they don't have it all together in their own lives? Then they're taking on more than what they should. They're biting off more than what they can chew internally, mentally, physically, maybe even spiritually, because you're praying for a person. You're sitting there and you're praying. Like, I love when people ask me to pray for them, to be honest with you. It's a joy. But the first question that I ask, and I've been doing this for a while, but do you pray for yourself? It's kind of like these practices what we talk about in the morning. So like if somebody sits here and they sit in our midst and they sit in our conversation and they listen and they receive, it's great. They feel they feel energized, they feel motivated, they feel encouraged, they feel like, hey, I can conquer my day because they were in our midst. That energy, the atmosphere, all of those things, and then they don't come to a morning. Does that necessarily mean that they practiced that? No, they weren't in the atmosphere. But you have the power and the capabilities individually to create your own atmosphere. You have to give yourself a minute. You have to give yourself an hour. You have to give yourself, a second throughout the day, like starting your morning off. And I don't mean like this, what we're doing here. I mean, like, as soon as you get up in the morning, a different slightly practice where you're just collecting yourself, collecting your thoughts. Like, people get so much in that busy frame of mind, and that's what creates that anxiety. They never allow themselves to get a break. They never allow themselves to take a moment, for themselves. Like, even when it comes to going to work and busting your butt at work, like, how many people just take care of bills and don't actually enjoy the fruit of their labor? How many people, and it's like bills, 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 bills. Well, no wonder why you feel like somebody whooped you. No wonder why you feel like, somebody, like, you're just overwhelmed, or you're exhausted, or, you can't take it anymore. Or you're just tired of this, or you feel weary.
How many,
Good.
how many of you, and those that are watching on the replay, how many of you think that, oh, I have to pay this electricity bill this month? No, you don't. But it is a joy that you do have electricity. Say thank you that I am able to pay this electricity bill today. Say thank you that I had the job this past week that gave me the monetary funds to pay this electricity, to have this roof and that ice box with the cold beverages in it, and this YouTube channel this morning that we're listening to. Say thank you for that. It's not because you have to pay a bill. It's because you desire to pay that bill so you can have your electricity. You don't have to pay that water bill. You don't have to pay that truck note. You just won't have that truck for very long anyway. They'll track it down.
Ashley was talking about that yesterday. She was hinting at that, like, what if we don't have these certain things that we view like we have to have them in life? Do we really have to have them? A lot of those things I don't necessarily believe we have to have. As long as you have bare necessities and all the things that you need in order to survive, in order to get, going in your day to day, then you have everything you need. For that reason enough, it's a blessed perspective. For that reason enough, it's a reason to be grateful, to express that gratitude. But it goes right back to, perspective. What is your perspective? And then there's that I forgot the terminology, but there's that question that we always love to ask people, Thomas. What do you really want? So if you don't want to be depressed anymore, you don't want to be, sad anymore, you don't want to be broke anymore, you don't want to be whatever it is anymore, then think about what you need to do in order to take yourself, or encourage yourself, or motivate yourself, uplift yourself, help yourself. And it's kind of like, maybe you have to connect with the right person, maybe you have to practice something, maybe you have to change your routines, maybe you have to, habits, change your surroundings. I mean, there's tweaks that you can do in your day. It's not rocket science. It's just a matter of you practicing and being consistent. That's how you gain ground. That's how you change your perspective, to get from a place from being depressed or having anxiety, overwhelmed. You have to go take that rest. Rest is important. Taking a break, get around the right amount of people, around the right circle of friends. Sleep. There's many different forms of rest.
A lot of people will ask, well, how do I get around the right people? The ones that vibrate with you, the ones that give you a good feeling within inside, the one that doesn't make your hair stand up and say, why am I around this person? You know, you can feel the energies from the people that you want. If it's making you happy and it makes you feel good and they're inspiring you to do more and they're uplifting you for the success that you have, saying, hey, awesome job of what you did. You know, if they're inspiring you to do more, then that's the correct people to be around because they're comfortable within their own skin. They're not telling you how to live your life. You're not telling them how to live their life. Y'all can co-create together with energies and vibrations of happiness. That is the people. Many years I was around other people, yes, and they were living their lives, and I thought they were doing very well, but yet they are very depressed in their life, even though all this money that they've made, because they haven't found their true happiness within. The one question he asked a while ago, all right, you're now, and you know, you feel the anxiety, you know you have anxiety. Now what are you going to do about it? What are you going to do to make that change? You know, you don't like your job that you're going to, take a different path to there today. Take a different path home today. Then you change your perspective a little bit on the way you got to work. And you might have seen something beautiful that made you uplifted before you got to work. Could be a difference just by changing the direction that you went. And the stories that you're telling. The story is the main topic of today. What stories are you telling you? What good stories are you telling yourself? You know, you've already told yourself that, oh, yes, I've got anxiety. Cool. Now what? What are you going to do about it? You've got it. What are you going to do with it? Are you going to keep holding on to it and talking about it? Then you will keep having it. If you have fear and you feel that you know you have fear of something, and the fear of unknown is what kicks everybody's ass. You know, because if we did, I don't know how this online stuff is going to work. I don't know how to be an affiliate marketer. I don't know how to do the advertising. I don't know how to do social media. Neither did I. But you know what I did? I got in, I listened, I paid attention, I implemented, I learned, now I'm teaching. Wow. All within a 3-year period. I've done more in 3 years of my life than I have within 26 years of my life. Have I had a good life? Yes. Have I had good careers? Yes. Have I moved up in the elevations of my career jobs? Yes. But they were not fulfilling. They were just fulfilling the thought process that I said that I need to have this job because I have to pay those bills. And then when I realized that I can start working for me and I can get rid of a lot of these bills, I was making them myself. I thought I had to have that fancy truck. It was costing me. I thought I had to have that big house when it was just me. I thought I had to have that fancy boat. I thought I had to have that fancy hot rod. What was it really doing? Nothing but taking my money. Now I've learned to allot my money in different areas, to invest within myself, to get myself a better education than what I have received within the past from mankind. I'm now learning from man, from their experiences, from their energies, and I've learned more from these people within the screen right here than I've learned out there in a school system. I've learned more of my energies. I've learned more of my vibrations. I've learned more of my story that I'm telling to myself. I've learned how to remove my anxiety, my depression, my fear, my self-doubt. I've learned to remove all of that stuff because I've been listening with these two things right here to the faces that you see on this screen. And we've been working within me and working within them to make ourselves better within here each day. Because we know that this is a daily work until the day I go down. This is a daily practice. Go ahead.
No, I'm just you're absolutely right. It is a daily practice, but you know, it's all of those things that you know you don't want in your life. You know, all of those things. Think about what those things are. What are they doing to your body? What are they doing to who you are? You know, it's a way of dying if you think about it. It's a way of dying. So, do you want life or do you want death? It's a choice. We talk about it all the time, and people go, "Oh, I don't choose to be this way." And sometimes you don't, because life happens, and I get that. But there's times when, you know, you do choose to continue to wallow in it. You do choose to continue to sit there depressed. You do choose to keep telling yourself what Thomas was just talking about a little while ago, that story, you know, of depression, of woe is me, you know, instead of telling yourself a better story. You know, that's where you need to get. That's where you need to be. You know, so anything that you don't want in your life, think about it. it is actually taking away from you. Worry takes away from you. Stress takes away from you. Anxiety takes away from you. You know, we're learning things in our experiences, and we can gain from that. We can flip that for a positive. Fantastic. That's the truth. But anything that is not helping us is hurting us, and it's taking away from us. You know, that's a part of death right there. So it's a matter of choosing life or choosing death. What are you gonna imparting to yourself with your atmospheres, with the friends that you keep, with the things that you watch, with the things that you listen to? Your body is a temple, you know. What are you what are you choosing to put in your mouth? It's reference to eating. What are you choosing to put in your mouth in reference to drinking? You know, consumption. Are you choosing to consume things that are good, so you're producing good fruits, you know, or is it garbage? So garbage reflects. I think Ashley was talking about it the other yesterday or the day before yesterday. Somebody was, you know, in reference to you know, like that garbage in, garbage out mentality. You know, you're gonna produce what is inside of you. What
And
fruits will you produce? Go ahead, Thomas. I'm sorry.
no, and what comes out, because what you speak out just as well is powerful, even in a thought, you know, because even if it's just a thought, that's power, because you've thought it to yourself and to you, and you've given those words to you. You walk around, and even if you're thinking to yourself, oh man, I got some extra love rings today. Oh man, oh, I need to get rid of those. You know, you're speaking to yourself and saying, instead of saying, you know what, I love my extra stuff. It's keeping me warm this winter, and it will come off in the spring when I need my bathing suit look. Right? You spoke to it. You embraced it. You're comfortable with it. You know that you put it on there. You know that you're the one that ate those extra snacks, that extra ice cream bar before bed. You know, whatever it is. We did it. What are we choosing to put into our life? What are we choosing to speak of our life? What are we choosing to have on a day-to-day basis? It's all our choice. It's all our stories. Enjoy it, embrace it, and love it. We're going to pass this one on. Miss Ashley, you got anything else before we pass this on to Crystal?
Yeah, I just I wanted to say, like, understanding that we're always, even if it's not just a story about ourselves and our life, we're always, our brain is constantly working, right? So no matter where we're going, we're telling a story about what our experience is right now, is going to be in 5 minutes. So if you want to see the contrast of what you've been practicing, be really aware of practicing the opposite for a little while. So I'll give you an example. When we're going to meet somebody maybe that we don't really know how to talk to, and it's gone bad before, and we're really nervous and we're getting anxious, and we're driving there and we're building it up, and we're like in our head and we're going, oh my God, they're going to react so badly. I don't know how I'm going to say it. I don't know, the right words aren't going to come out. I really don't want to do this. It's going to blow up. It's going to, you know, it's going to cause a rift in our friendship, or it's going to backfire on me at work. And you keep going and the momentum keeps building, right? Whereas in this moment, you do have the choice to be telling a completely different story before it's even happened. A lot of people will have heard this called pre-paving, right? And it does make a difference. So you can tell a completely different story. It's like, oh, okay, I know what happened last time, but it's okay. I'm going to go in. I'm feeling more confident today. Even though the nerves are there, it's okay. The nerves are natural. I will know what to say. I'll be helped in the moment. The words will come to me. I will be guided. I know I'm not alone. No matter what their reaction is, I have no control over it anyways. This is for the best. That's why I feel inspired to do it. I'm trusting my instincts, right? The outcome on the other side. So it's like, do you see the difference in those two? And it's not even our fault, you guys. Okay? Our brain is hardwired to automatically go to the problem. So don't feel like it's something like you're a negative person, or that it happens more to you than it does to other people, or it's because of your depression, or it's because of your anxiety. No, it's not. Our brains are perfect. They're perfectly designed to keep us safe, to keep us alive, to always find danger, right? It's always searching for a problem. Always. So it's understanding the mechanism that's in here. And once you understand and you can see it, and you're like, oh, haha, no, not today. It's just becoming more and more aware. I still all the time find this little thing going, and I'm like, whoa, okay, all right, I see you. And the more you practice it, the faster you see it, right? It's not that some people don't have it and some people do, or it's not linked to personality. It's not. It's about being dedicated to the process of heightening your awareness and being able to find that acute moment where you can go, okay, no, I'm telling a different story. Because I can assure you, the more you say positive things to yourself right before you're walking in somewhere, or like people get in their head about going to the bank and the lineup that's going to be there. And the person that helped them last time had no idea, and they screwed up their accounts, right? They screwed up the whole payment thing, and then they got double charged, and they lost this or lost that. People do it for the grocery store, for the parking lots, for the traffic they're going to hit, for their boss. Like it's constantly running, and it's designed that way on purpose. It's perfect, but just learning, right? That you can alter it in that moment. Just heightening the awareness. That's all. It's just practice, right? So if you want to see the story you've been telling, not just around yourself, but in your life and how you've been pre-paving, start practicing the other, because it feels very unnatural at first. When you're speaking to yourself like that, when you're speaking to yourself so positively, and you're like, they're not going to have anxiety. It's okay. They're going to receive it well. I'm going to do great. I'm going to have all the words. I'm going to walk in there confidently. This thing's going to go amazing today. And even if it's not right where I wanted, it's still going to fall in the middle, and it's going to be perfect. It's going to feel so unnatural. You're going to be like, it's going to feel like, oh, like who's saying all these nice words to me? You know, it's going to feel weird. And that feeling of it being weird is proof that it's like, I do not do this for myself enough. Right.
Actually, I want to say maybe about 6 months ago or so, I had mentioned, maybe it was longer. I think actually it was about almost a year. Yeah, 8 months, 9 months, something like that, where I did this thing. And me and Ryan started to really practice it, and he got it from me. But he would message me randomly every once in a while and kind of tell me, hey, man, this thing really works. And it's the things are getting better now. I used to always, some of you guys might remember that. It's just a song that I would kind of tell myself, as you can call it an incantation or whatever you want to call it. I'm sitting there speaking it over my life, speaking it over situations and circumstances. And I would just say, things are getting better now. And I literally got to the point where I wrote it on a mirror. So every single morning, when I was looking in the mirror, I was telling myself that. So no matter what was popping in my mind, that thought, things are getting better now. Okay, well, such and such, your mind wanders. Your mind thinks, and I started laughing while you were speaking, because I call it the exact same way you do. And what I mean by that is, when you see something, you go, I see you, or I go, so all right, put it this way, like when I see the enemy, guys, and I recognize, like, it's a setup in the atmosphere, it's a setup in the spirit, or and it's something that I'm like, I know that's not for me. Sorry, it's my notification. You're like, what the heck is that? So, and I know that something's not for me in the spirit, and it's presenting itself in the natural. I'll go, I see you, and it's kind of, you recognize that, your awareness level, you know, your awareness of what, because there's things going on in the natural and there's things going on in the spirit. Let's keep it real, guys. I mean, if you're unaware, let that be your awareness level. If you didn't know, you heard it here first. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's things that are going on in the natural, and then there's things that we cannot see that are currently activated. Even right now, as I'm speaking, they are going on in the spiritual realm right now, in each and every one of our lives, in our households, in our atmospheres, in our places of employment. When you go into a restaurant, when you go into a bar, when you go into a store, when you go into, even if it's a person sitting in a dark room by themselves, you know, a party setting. There's things that are going on that we're just not even aware of, you know. So if you can elevate your awareness level, it'll make you that much more sensitive to the spirit, you know. And through practicing what Ashley's you know, saying, implementing that can make the world of a difference, man. You know, I still practice that especially when I'm feeling overwhelmed. That song will come to mind in my mind, and I'll literally start to speak it over myself, and I'll just say, "Hey, things are getting better now. Things are getting better now," and I'll even start to say it in different rhyme schemes, you know, and make it into a little song, you know, because I'm gonna speak that over my life. I'm gonna speak that over my situations. You know, it's kind of like speak those things that are not as though they were. You know, that's speaking life into your situation. That is speaking life over you, you know, over your children, over your family, you know, over your place of employment, over your business, over your way of thinking, you know. Clarity, if you can be sensitive enough to know what's going on, your awareness level, it makes the world of a difference. And you know, and this mindset thing we constantly talk about.
And that's it. And it's a daily practice, everything you're doing. Make it a game of yours, game that works for you, game that brings something to your heart in the morning times. We've all figured out our different little ways of what we do to get our day kick started and to get our life in that alignment mode and that receiving mode. So find what works best for you. Keep working it. If it works, keep doing it. Because, you know, Jen, Ashley, myself, Julio, we've all talked about it in here before. I could say the exact same story that I read from a book. Julio can read that exact same story from a book, and it will be two different perspectives. Okay? Same thing with your life. What works for me, I'm bringing it out in here in the morning times. What's working for Ashley, she's bringing out. What's working for Julio, he brings out. What's working for Crystal and Shannon, they're bringing out. We're bringing our stuff to the table here in the morning times for y'all to start taking bits of it and implement it if you want. Then find your little niche of happiness. Find your little niche of getting yourself into alignment. Find your little niche of bringing yourself into that alignment with your source energy so you can start tapping in to the power that we have. And once you start actually tapping in and not just listening to ours, then you will start talking at this table as well, because you will want to bring that energy out. You will have something flowing through you that you want to let out. And once you start letting it happen and you start receiving and you start letting go of that resistance and knowing that you have a complete flow going into your life and it's always coming to you, then you want to be able to let it out sometimes and you don't know where. Guess what? We're offering a table right here in the morning times for you to be able to bring out that inspiration, that of areas that is going to uplift others just by something simple that you have implemented of a practice into your life. These are different tips. These are different tricks. These are different hacks. These are different, whatever you want to call it. I just know this is the way that I live my life. And I just know that my story that I'm telling, that me and the way that I have been doing it and sharing this out with others, and then they have been putting their twist to it. Y'all have watched Julio go from where he was at, and then things just shift within his life, and more energies and more vibrations and more ways of being able to come to the table to present himself with his head held high, his shoulders back, and he talks with what? Confidence. Confidence within him. Confidence within know what he wants for his day. When I'm in here speaking, I'm confident with what I know I have to say. I'm confident with what I know I have done within my life and that has worked. I'm confident. Why? Because it worked. Because I put new habits to me. And with those little habits.
Thomas, can I give one more nugget in there? I feel like I have to. I keep hearing it over and over again as you're speaking. Guys, resistance. Your relationship with resistance plays a major role in your everyday life. You know, I mean, that's a very broad. Like, I kind of seen some of your faces light up just now. You know, like, because you're like, oh, that's a big nugget. But if you learn to have a really good relationship with resistance, and what I mean by that, when it comes to the forefront, you go, okay, because you're experiencing resistance, a lot of times that means you should be doing something, because your nature is telling you, it's kind of like that safe mode. Your nature is telling you no. Your nature is telling you, hey, proceed with caution. You know, what is this? This is something new. This is something we haven't elaborated on. Or this is something we haven't done. We haven't practiced. You know, is this really good for us? You know, it's kind of like if you think about exercise, when you experience resistance, that's when you're actually gaining some muscle. When you're literally hitting some resistance, you know, and when you're physically exercising, that's when you're burning that fat. That's when you're gaining muscle. That's when you know you're working your body and doing what the act of exercise and the intent and the goal. You're knocking the goal out when you're experiencing those moments. You're pushing past resistance. You know, so like, you know, resistance to tell you don't go do something when you know you should be going to do it. You know, I mean, I'm like, I can't just not say what I had, but it's just your relationship with resistance is so important, guys. I can't stress that enough in day to day and what you're going through. You know, you're experiencing resistance because you should be doing something. You're being challenged. You know, because that thing is for you guys. Learn to break it all, man. You know, and you're gonna gain some ground. You're gonna get stronger. You're gonna get smarter. It'll be the practices of making this a lifestyle is gonna get easier, but you just push past resistance. You know?
So yes and no, because I'm going to disagree with you a little bit there, just personally. There's a difference between, for me anyways, in my opinion, there's a difference between when something is hard and challenging us for the first time, and when it's something we really want, still going for it, even though it's uncomfortable and it's new and it's unfamiliar, and building that muscle like you're talking about. But it's, again, being very aware of what the two feelings are, because there's challenge and being uncomfortable, and then the resistance. The way that I relate things to the word resistance, when you're talking about push past the resistance, notice that you're still pushing something, right? So when we get into a position of pushing to make anything happen, we're not in alignment at all. Everything should happen with flow, not should, but everything can happen with flow and ease if it feels good to your soul. If we're pushing to make anything happen, see, it's a fine line, because I totally understand what you're saying about the challenge, right? Because there's lots of people that will just not go for the things they want because it's hard, right?
That's why I threw the word out there broad, because there's so many, you can
definitely
specify and break it down so differently.
100%.
It's like there's not enough time for us to get in depth about it.
I agree. Yeah, because the word resistance, like when you break down all of life, like every single thing in life, there's this word resistance. And our really, really, our only job as human beings in a physical body is to let go of the resistance. Like Thomas was talking about yesterday, letting go of the oars. That's what it means, right? And when I was talking about like the whole leopard thing yesterday, is not because we can't have this stuff, but it's because if the stuff rules us with that resistance, I have to make the payment, I have to do this, I have to keep it up, I have to. If we take the power of that and don't create resistance and stress from it, we'll have it all without effort, regardless of what the payments are, regardless of how much it costs us, right? So that word resistance it's a tricky one, because it's like, you know, again, yeah, you want to challenge yourself, right, to do uncomfortable things, but it's just discerning, right? And this comes with the practice as well. It's just discerning what that actually is. Is it resistance because it just doesn't seem to be working? No matter what I do, it's not working and it doesn't feel good, and I'm always met against, you know, it feels like it's so hard, like it's just things aren't clicking, you know, you could be out of alignment.
That's it.
Yeah.
Alignment, getting ourselves in that happy state, it is something that we're all striving for on a day-to-day basis. We all want a happiness within our heart. We all want a smile on our face. We all want to be joyful. We all want to be skipping, you know, down the sidewalk. We all want to be dancing within life. That's what we're all striving for daily. Now, keep the music flowing. Keep the toes tapping. Even if the whole congregation of penguins don't like you The way you tap your toes, guess what? He kept tapping, didn't he? And he came back a dancing, and he came back and saved. And he came back and got everybody within alignment and tapping and singing and dancing, because he didn't let them affect his energy of what he felt within inside. Y'all keep tapping those toes today. Keep bringing that good energy to you, right? Keep doing those little dances, because
I'm
we
gonna
are the
picture penguins
oddballs.
all day.
Yeah, because we are oddballs. We are the black sheep. We are the ones that people don't understand. We are the ones that are creating something different within life. And a lot of people are still within that fear factor of, well, you're crazy. You don't know what you're doing. I know what I'm doing. Get in alignment with yours and you'll know what you're doing. You'll feel it. You'll flow with it. It'll be happiness within. There will be no resistance of anything, because like she said, it's a flowing, beautiful flow. All right, Miss Crystal, we're going to pass this on to you for your quotes this morning. What you got for us?
Good morning. I'm going to talk a little bit about mindfulness, because it seems to be where we were kind of branching this morning as well. So mindfulness is the quality or state of being conscious or aware of something. I'm going to do a little read from the little book of mindfulness by Patricia Collard, talking about a mindful day. On wakening, you may focus for a little while on your breathing, just observing it with gentle curiosity. You may want to smile into your body before getting up, breathing gently into every part. Continue having a mindful bath or shower, brushing your teeth with awareness and mindfully getting ready for your day. Some people like to meditate in the morning, others in the evening, or even at different times of the day. However, it is a good idea to pencil this special meeting with yourself into your diary or day planner. You may decide to do breathing practices a few times a day, maybe every time you wash your hands, enjoy a drink, and when you eat, drink, do so with mindful gratitude. Communicating with others is another wholesome part of the practice. Listen to yourself answering the phone or having a conversation. Are you mindful of how you speak and how you listen? Giving space to the other person and choosing words with honesty, but without the need to win or score points. When there are moments that maybe in the past have amounted to nothing or to frustration, such as being stuck in traffic, you could try to breathe mindfully or listen to music, really listen, or simply take in your surroundings, really seeing life as it presents itself at that given moment. And when the day is coming to an end, you might want to note down, what did you enjoy today? What are you grateful for? And what are you satisfied with? This could be something as mundane as having made a particular phone call, paying a certain bill, and just a little action is enough. Before you switch off the light, you are once again invited to connect to your body with kindly awareness, smiling and breathing into it. Those simple little acts can turn your days around. Hope you all have a mindful day today.
Thank you for that. Very powerful on those quotes. Very powerful in everything that we're doing. No matter what book that we probably offer within here, it's going to be bringing nothing but power to you, your mind, your energy, your vibrations, and a better thought process for everything you're doing. No matter the quotes that we read within here, we're going to bring uplifting stuff every day. You will not hear of negativity or things that, or just other people's BS. We have found out that don't have to handle that. We have released their BS and started taking control of ours. And we're not cussing people while they're driving down the road either. We are giving a better stress and a better energy and a better vibration now, because we are living in a good flow of life. We have tapped into our flow. We have tapped into our happiness. We have tapped into our heart, our life, our energy, our source. And with our tapping in, we're bringing it back today and every day. And with this love that we've given out here in the morning times, these words that you have heard of power from Miss Ashley and from Julio and Crystal and from myself, these words we give to you each day because it is what comes through us and flows through us as we start our day. Because we get into an alignment of saying thank you for what we have, the people that we get to surround ourselves with, and the knowledge that we get to receive as well. Each day, what are you doing to practice, or what practice are you doing to start something different within your life? Because it was real easy just to hit the alarm clock, get up, throw on some clothes, get in the vehicle, drive to work, complaining and griping the whole time that I had to go there, and not being happy within my day, and I wasn't vibrating in a good energy. And when I showed up on a job site, it was just the same dull drum energy of a Groundhog Day. I got to do this all over again. Oh God, I got to deal with y'all people again. Oh my God, I don't want to be here today. Oh man. Oh, I get to go home at what time? Oh, it's only 8 o'clock, and I don't get off until 5 o'clock. Oh my God, I got to be here for 8 hours with you people. Oh my God. How many of y'all have told that story over and over and over again on your way to work and on the way home from work? Oh, I can't believe I had to deal with those people today. Oh my God, my day is drained. I don't feel like doing anything now. I want to go home and sit in the recliner with my remote control, my chips and my beer. Leave me alone. Don't touch me. I've done enough work. I'm exhausted. My energy is gone because I had to give it away to those people at that job site today. How many of y'all? Come on. Let's put a hand in there, because we all know we've been through that, and we all are doing it still. But with the energies that we're asking you to possess within here, you're going to go to work with a different perspective and a different mind thought now. And you're going to work because you know that you're leveraging that location for the monetary funds that is allowing you to have the monetary stuff that you want. To be able to know that camping trip, that nice car that you got, the motorcycles, the vacations, the whatever it is that you're wanting to pay for, say thank you that you have a job and that you can pay for it, instead of complaining about the job that's paying for the things that you want. Because if you don't have that job, then you're not going to have that nice car. You're not going to have that boat. You're not going to have that camper. You're not going to be able to go and enjoy places. You're going to be sitting at home complaining because you don't have no money. Oh, and the government's not sending me any money. That Social Security check sucks, or that unemployment check isn't enough. Get off unemployment and go get another dadgum job. Go start washing houses. Go start washing clothes. You know how to iron? You got an ironing board? I promise you can go to somebody's house and make some money. There's always ways to make money. So never complain about you having lack of when you don't have you have the lack physical. Because when you have that lack physical, means that you're not making any money, because you're complaining about everything else that you don't have, because you don't have any energy within you, because you have been just sucking down them ding dongs and just sitting around and complaining because nobody else is bringing it to you. We took action within our life. We take action daily. It started with the way we got up this morning, and it will end the way we go to bed tonight. We're putting good energies, good stories, good emotions, good vibrations to everything that we do within life and everything that we see within life. And we give the good emotions and feelings to the outcome of the way that we want it. So what are you putting to your story is what you will receive out. We're going to wrap this one up this morning with Miss Shannon. She is down in South Tennessee, getting ready for her little coveralls and her slang voice. It's coming. Go ahead, Miss Shannon.
Morning, everybody. Whenever you find yourself doubting how far you can go, just remember how far you've come. Remember everything you have faced, all the battles that you have won, and all the fears that you have overcome. Remember, you're a living, breathing novel, literally writing your own story, your very own authentically piece of art. Start writing its first chapter right now. Fill your book with adventure, love, and happiness. Live the story you designed for yourself. Repeat after me. I embrace having a servant leader heart, strong faith, and positive self-talk that supports and propels me into my greatness.
Propels you into your greatness. Awesome words.
I was going to say, can you say it one more time?
I
Is she gone?
Yeah, right. I was like, hold on.
I need it broken in half.
Yeah, can you do that in pieces?
We'll have to catch that on replay. Shannon,
Can you do one more time, Shannon?
that last half one more time.
I embrace having a servant leader heart, strong faith, and positive self-talk that supports and propels me into my greatness.
Into her greatness. Nothing but awesomeness right there. Into all of our great. What do you prepare? I love it. She's getting a better flow. She is getting a better out in the morning times. You know, because when she first started about 6 months ago, it was like, no, there's no way I'm talking on here.
I can't step out and say anything. No, Thomas.
Yeah.
How
And
much
now,
she's grown. Love it.
and that's it. The growth, everything that we're doing within here. Awesomeness to see the new leaderships that is coming out within each and every person. The leadership of their own life and their own direction of what they are truly wanting. It's awesome to see everything that y'all are doing within your lives within here, of the shifting, of the rewiring, of the new words, of the new process. Everything that you're doing, we have been watching, and many others are watching as well, and you may not even know it. You have many people sit on the sideline for a long time. Depending on how long you're in here and been in here, I've been in here 3 years, and I still have people that are following and watching and listening. And I have people just this morning, nice to wake up to those when I get the email of, you have a new client. 3 years she's been watching and following. Today she took action. It's fun to see that. It's fun to watch people finally unfold and unlock and open up to see the new possibilities within. It's an awesome journey. Love and appreciate you all. We'll see y'all tomorrow.